my name is Rita Alfaro. I'm the music librarian for Fort Worth Public Library, and you're tuning in to Off the Record, our interview series with our Amplify 817 artists. And today we have Grady Spencer and The Work. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us today for this. Yeah, we're excited to have you. We are all really, really big fans of y'all. So I'm going to give you a minute to introduce yourselves to everybody who may not know who you are, and maybe talk about how you fell into performing music, how you guys formed as a band, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Grady Spencer, singer, guitar player.
I'm Johnny. I'm the bass player, singer, I guess. A little bit
Sings
singer.
a little.
bit singer.
I'm Tyler, play guitar.
I'm Blake, play drums.
Yeah, so Blake and I met,
8 years.
yeah, eight and a half years ago. We were going to the same church that Johnny actually still goes to, and played church music together. And then, yeah, decided to go out and start playing some shows in the bars. And then through the years, these guys have kind of jumped in and made the band better. So it's been really cool. It's been awesome.
It's a really great band. We love you guys.
Thank you so much.
So what is everybody's, I guess, individual experience with music? How did you guys fall into either performing or wanting to perform? Maybe any inspirations that you have, whether they're local or any of the big names?
I feel like he's got the longest history
Oh,
of
yeah,
performing.
Sure. Maybe.
Hit us with some history.
My dad is a piano player, like classically trained, and he had like a baby grand in the house growing up, and I kind of was like tinkering on it one day, and he started teaching me classical music, and then I broke his heart and asked him for a guitar, and then kind of did like, I was super into like Blink-182 and Green Day and that kind of stuff when I was in high school, and then really, yeah, like playing at church was like a big opportunity. It kind of like taught me how to play like in a band, and then anyone that would ever play with me, I would just play with them. And then Grady ended up meeting me, and I begged him to be in his band. And here we are.
It's very romantic. How about you, Tyler?
I started playing guitar when I was 11. My dad got me a guitar for my birthday, and I had always listened to music growing up. He was a mechanic, and I would hang out with him, you know, while he worked in the shop, and he would always have music on, so I was just always kind of taking in music. But I'm the only musician in my family. But like Johnny, I started playing mainly at church. That's when I got most of my early experience. And then I got more, I guess, trained in college. I got a music degree in college.
Nerd.
Yeah, so when I started in grade school, it was percussion in 6th grade, and then studied it in college for a bit. Also played in a ton of churches, also the only musician in my family. And then I think though this gig with Grady has been my first and only really like professional gig outside of church and stuff. So
Yeah, it's been awesome. And then, yeah, I grew up in a little town called Paducah, Texas, and around 16, I discovered the music of Jack Johnson, and I was like, man, this guy's like mind-blowingly good. And so I just got on the internet and learned how to play guitar from YouTube. Actually, I don't think YouTube existed then because I'm so old. But I just like printed off millions of pages of papers, learned how to play guitar, and I'm by far the dumbest musician in the band because everybody's like classically trained, and I'm like, where do I put my pinky? And so they're very patient with me.
You definitely don't have to be classically trained to be a musician. I also studied music at UNT, but I can tell you all the famous musicians who went to UNT, none of them studied music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all on YouTube now. Everything's on YouTube. I could fix my car or I could write a hit song. Whatever you want to do, it's all there.
And that's what we're hoping. Hopefully we'll have music lessons soon in the library. We'll be able to do stuff
Be
maybe
cool.
virtual, maybe not virtual,
Absolutely.
whenever we can get back
Super awesome.
into it, yeah.
Yeah.
But who are some of the artists that you guys love listening to, whether they're local bands or anybody that you just, genres that you feel like are really underrated, that you feel like, wow, people should give this a shot, or artists too?
Yeah, I think locally, like we're big fans of the Poly Dogs.
Calhoun's an older one.
Yeah, Calhoun's really great. And then I think as a band, where we're kind of gravitating towards and like trying to sound like, there's a band called Wolfpack. Is that in California? Or New
LA,
York?
yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in California, but just kind of like really funky, really tight, like just really super sharp.
It's like rhythm
songs.
section oriented too, and yeah, Bahamas is another one out of Canada.
Yep,
Really
Bahamas. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I used to like listen to a whole bunch of stuff like across a lot of genres, and now like I've found like as I've gotten older, there's one thing that I really really like, and like I only listen to that kind of stuff. You feel like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. No, I feel like the older I've gotten, the more broad I've gotten.
it's true.
So I'll listen to pretty much anything. If it's good, I mean, that's subjective. But
I would like to submit for the record that he's the first one to complain when he doesn't like something on the radio. So I'm gonna
I'm
put
very
that out
picky.
there.
Yeah, that's good.
So, are there any, you guys have done a lot of collaborations with other artists in the area. Who are some of your favorite artists that you've maybe performed with in the area, and some of maybe your favorite venues or even the labels that you've worked with here?
Yeah, I think so. Lou Charles, meeting him, we got to do the Here Fort Worth South by Southwest showcase, and it just so happened that they had like shuttle buses going from Fort Worth down to Austin and then back, and it just so happened that Lou was on our little bus thing, and I'd never met him, and he'd never met us, and it was a blast, and like we just kind of bonded over. We're two guys who are kind of the same age, bands at the same stage, and like what he's trying to do and what we're trying to do, it fell right in line. And so when I got to go do a song with him, I was very much out of my element, but I had a blast, and yeah, we look forward to doing more stuff with them. And then as far as venues, you know, we really got our start here in Fort Worth, a place called Magnolia Motor Lounge. And that's kind of been our staple, our home, where we did, you know, Sunday night residencies, Tuesday night residencies, where it's just like 3 hours and maybe 5 people will come through, and those were really good times. And now we're getting to branch out and play some bigger rooms, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Anything to add?
No. I like shipping a lot. That's a really fun place.
Yeah.
Receiving, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
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 Yep.
That's really all I have, Dad.
There you go. It's a good one. Yeah, we did our last release show was at Shipping and Receiving,
Yep.
and it was a blast. We were able to get like Heim's food truck, and
Other Fort Worth artists too. A guy named Cody Culbertson, who we
Yep.
played with a lot. Really great songwriter.
yeah, yeah. Cody opened. It was amazing. So, yeah, we love just being a part of the Fort Worth scene, and like I want to play all the rooms.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I want to do all of them, and so we're trying to find ways to get creative, whether it's like live streams or just small deals here and there to really branch out. So.
And Fort Worth is definitely on the grow as far as the music scene, and I know with Amplify 17, that's really what we're trying to do. How do you like being a part of Amplify 17, and how do you feel like it's helping at least the music scene, and what have you seen in general for Fort Worth as like growth in the music scene over the years?
Yeah, well, one, we're super honored and excited to be a part of it. So we're really appreciative that we're able to be a part of such a diverse group. I think that's the best part about it. It's like, you know, Fort Worth kind of has a stigma of like, oh, it's just a bunch of hicks, cowboys over there, you know.
It is Cowtown.
Yeah, I mean, there is that heritage and history, but the music isn't like that. It's very rich, very interesting. There's a lot of people doing really cool, innovative stuff, and so I think y'all have done a really great job of kind of curating people who are doing stuff that's outside the box and like really pushing the envelope musically, and I think it's helping to get Fort Worth on the map, and super exciting. So,
Yeah.
plus it's just a cool service. Like I think my family's a big fan of the library, and so like to be able to like be a part of y'all's computer system is like, it's crazy. Like I'm in there, you know. Like,
You are forever in our
that's
catalog.
right,
Yeah.
I'm on the books.
So a lot of people are surprised that a public library is putting on something like Amplify 17. Is there anything about the library, if you guys are library users, that's kind of surprised you over the years? Is it different than what you had growing up?
Sorry to answer all the questions, dude.
Oh, no.
Do I have anything to say?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of services that you know is continually surprised me. I know that there's the hotspots. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
if
still
that
do that.
ended up being rolled out. that was really exciting. Obviously, I have a day job and I work remotely, and just having a spot like a desk, as simple as that is, but that third place is really great. And the normal things of like just being able to bring my 6-year-old to a library and let her have free reign, right? And really just get to introduce her to the insane amount of freedom there is in just going to a library and grabbing a book,
Yeah, we've both got young kids. I've got a 6-year-old daughter as well and a 4-year-old son. And so before the lockdown, like we live over in Ridgely, like we would take them to the library and like Blake said, super safe, and like they had a blast. They got to check out books. And, growing up in a small town, our library was like a scary tiny room in a dungeon. Like you didn't want to go there. Like it was creepy. But yeah, we're always big fans, and even through COVID, like I've been super thankful for everything I've done with like the online content and like YouTube stuff. Like I love planting my kids down in front of the TV and letting them learn, because it's awesome. So to be a part of that whole system is like super exciting for us.
Yeah, shout out to our youth department who puts on the Learn, Dream, Do show.
Yeah,
they're putting out so much content. It's insane.
Yeah, it's impressive. Super impressive.
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of end with, I guess, letting you guys talk about your latest album, Celebrate, which is featured on Amplify at 1.7. What was the inspiration behind that? Maybe did Fort Worth kind of help develop that, change your sound, inspire you in any way?
Sure. Yeah. It was all written while I lived here in Fort Worth, and the arrangements too. So yeah, we recorded it here in Fort Worth at Nile City Sound, and it was just an amazing experience. And from the songwriting perspective, I'll let the guys talk about the music side of it, but from the songwriting perspective, it's an album. It's about a middle-aged guy who was doing a day job and then had a music career and was kind of losing his mind a little bit, and like still in love with his family, still in love with the work that he was doing, but kind of on the brink of, losing it basically. And so the album covers like a candle burning at both ends, and I think all the songs lyrically were kind of about that. And then, arrangement wise, what do y'all got about that?
Well, I popped in the band like right before we did that record, and so I feel like our music kind of changed at that point, just because we were different guys with different ideas, and we just took it to like a real kind of more funky, like happier kind of, instead of like bluesy, more like kind of bob your head. That's kind of like what we were trying to do, and I was really happy when I was making it, so I think that kind of came through.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, Tyler got to work with Austin Jenkins a lot. They did a lot of the guitar stuff.
Yeah, and that was really cool. I also joined the band right before we went into the studio. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks before recording, and it was kind of wild just to jump on board and immediately go in and work on an album. And it was awesome because they were, all really fresh songs for me, and I feel like all of us, we kind of got to build them while we were in there a little bit, and we kept a lot of ideas because the songs were written at that point, and we kept a lot of ideas, but we also got to kind of experiment, which was super fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and having done that, this was the last one was our third record together, and the way that I have tended to look at records is, just it's a snapshot of where you are as a band in that moment, right? And so it's very easy to look at the older records and just to pick your playing apart and pick the engineering apart, but ultimately what it ends up is like, no, like that's just where y'all were at that particular moment. And it's really interesting seeing like, hey, I was really into this band and I can hear these fills, I can hear these parts in that moment. And listening to the songs is also very nostalgic, and it brings back, there are tons of production memories that we could talk about stuff in the studio, but it was also like, well, I was finishing up school, right? I was finishing up my college degree and was about to change careers, and so it's just very evocative of those emotions that was happening then, and it's a blast. It's a lot of fun.
It's great that you guys had kind of a change in sound or progression, because I think a lot of fans forget, you know, people change, people are growing, people are getting influenced, like you were saying, by different artists that you might be listening to, or different music or genres, or even just your environment. And so sometimes people get upset. They're like, well, this band doesn't sound like they did on that first album. But change is good. Change is normal. Change is the new normal. So that's really great. And we all love the album here, so it's absolutely fantastic. So can you let everybody who's watching know where they can get more information on you, upcoming album shows, all that kind of thing, your social media, if you want to plug it?
Yeah. So we've got a website. It's just GradySpencer.com. And all of our socials are GS and the Work. So Instagram.com/GS and the Work, Facebook, right?
Yep, Facebook and Twitter. Yep.
Yeah, it's all the same. So all of our show dates, all of our announcements, all of our news will be there. And yeah, we try to create kind of a fun, family-friendly environment on socials, and you know, just have a good time. So.
Sounds good. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
You always are the one who keeps it together. You always are the one who knows just what we need. You always are the one who stays home with the baby. You gonna be the one who stays right here with me. And I've been working my fingers down to a bloody mess. 'Cause I've been working my sanity down to the bone. Well, I've been working hard as I can to just find some time to get you all alone, so we going out on the city, have a little whiskey and wine. Baby, you know you're so pretty, and I don't know how, but baby, you're mine. This is our time. We going out tonight, we gonna get fancy. It's been one of them weeks where we both wanna cry, 'cause the world's been dropping down like the head of a hammer. I need some time alone, baby, just you and I. I've been working my fingers down to a bloody mess. 'Cause I've been working my sanity down to the bone. Well, I've been working hard as I can to just find some time to get you all alone, so we going out on the city, have a little whiskey and wine. Baby, you know you're so pretty, and I don't know how, but baby, you're mine, and this is our time. You're my baby mama, you're my lover too. You're my baby mama, don't want nobody but you, so we going out on the city, have a little whiskey and wine. Baby, you know you're so pretty, bless my soul and take me back to Fort Worth. Pack my things, I've got my lady too. Here I stay until the Lord is gonna call me. So I guess I get up, I guess I got things to do. When you hear your name, I don't think that I dream the same. 'Cause when my truck was broken at the clouds and the storm was trying to get away, I don't wanna sing about the rain. Bless my soul and take me back to Fort Worth. I've got my lady too. Here I stay until the Lord is gonna call me. So I guess I'll get up, I guess I got things to do. You see, the work is gonna come again, boy. The work is gonna make you old. Think I'd rather be more than cold. They say be careful what you gonna wish for. They say the money make a man grow mean. I don't care if it's gold or green. Bless my soul and take me back to Fort Worth. Pack my things, I've got my lady too. Here I stay until the Lord is gonna call me. So I guess I'll get up, I guess I got things to do. Got a band. Don't leave until I shake your hand. Because the places that you wanna go now, said I can make them all come true. No sir, I don't trust in you. So bless my soul and take me back to Fort Worth. Pack my things, I've got my lady too. Here I stay until the Lord is gonna call me. So I guess I